Boys and girls, this is Mrs. Kanapke. How are you today? We are moving into lesson 73, and the next part of our Waldo story is called Waldo Starts Training Animals. Who remembers what kind of food was Waldo making for the animals? And what did the food do to the animals? Did Maria like how the food was? Let's find out and see what else goes on with Waldo. Waldo starts training animals. The man at the library looked at the stack of books that Waldo had, and he said, "What are you going to do with all those books on animal training?" Waldo explained. He had many books that he was tired of carrying them by the time he got home. He took them to his room and he started to read. And he kept on reading during every spare minute he had. Some books told about training your pet dog. Others told about training horses. Others told about training birds. Others told about training monkeys. Within a month, Waldo had read all the books. But he didn't wait to finish the books before he started to train animals at the pet shop. At first, he taught the animals easy tricks. He found out that the easiest animal to teach are birds. I didn't know that. The day after he read a book on how to train pigeons, he trained 3 pigeons to tap dance. Here's what he did. He took one pigeon from the cage. He put the pigeon on the table. He waited for the pigeon to turn its head to one side. When it turned its head, he gave it a tiny bit of food. Then he waited for the pigeon to turn its head and move his feet. Again, he gave the pigeon a bit of food. Then Waldo waited until the pigeon turned its head, moved its feet, and flapped its wings. Within a few minutes, the pigeon had done a dance with its wings out to the sides. Now Waldo attached 3 little buttons to the pigeon's feet. Each time the pigeon took a step, the buttons on its feet made a tapping sound. Now Waldo turned on the CD player, and the music he played was very peppy. Whenever the pigeons moved its feet in time with the music, Waldo gave it a little bit of food. Within half an hour, the pigeon was tap dancing in time with the music. The training for the second pigeon was a little different. Waldo left the music on and let the first pigeon keep dancing. From time to time, Waldo gave the first pigeon a bit of food. Waldo rewarded the second pigeon each time it did something the first pigeon did. Within a few minutes, the second pigeon was holding its wings out to the sides and dancing in time with the music. Waldo kept the music playing and brought out the third pigeon. When Maria came out of the back room and saw what the pigeons were doing, her eyes became very large. "I've never seen anything like this in my life," she said. The 3 pigeons were dancing in time with the music. Waldo moved the table to the front window, turned the music on very loud, and within a few minutes a large crowd gathered. They were clapping in time with the music and smiling at the animals. Within a few more minutes, people were coming into the pet shop and trying to talk to Maria over the loud music. "Are those pigeons for sale?" they asked. Maria answered, "No, they're not. But if you want a dancing pigeon, we can train one for you." That day, she took orders for 8 dancing pigeons. After the shop closed, Maria told Waldo, "If you can train animals to do things like that, we should put on some shows. People would pay to see tap dancing birds." Boys and girls, do you really think that is how you train a pigeon to dance? I don't know. I'm a little leery. Let's see what happens on the next page. Waldo smiled. "That is a great idea," he said. "But let's not just have tap dancing birds. Let's have cats that ride bicycles, dogs that do somersaults in the air, and rabbits that walk tight ropes." "Do you know how to train animals to do those tricks?" she asked. Waldo explained that he had books that told how to teach the hard tricks, and that he would study those books and learn how to train the animals. So Waldo read during his spare time, and when he went to the pet shop, he worked with the animals. The first thing he did was train a rabbit to walk on a tightrope. Actually, he had 2 tightropes, side by side. First, he stretched 2 thick ropes out on a table. Each time the rabbit stood on all 4 feet on the ropes, he gave the rabbit a bit of food. This says, look at picture 1. There's picture 1, picture 2, picture 3, and picture 4. When the rabbit got good at doing this part of the trick, Waldo changed the rule for rewarding the rabbit. Now he gave a reward if the rabbit kept all 4 feet on the rope while walking forward. Then Waldo stretched the rope out a few centimeters above the table. He put a little belt around the rabbit and held onto the belt so the rabbit wouldn't fall if it missed the ropes. Look at picture 2. There's picture 2. Waldo rewarded the rabbit for trying to walk the ropes. Soon the rabbit could walk without any help from Waldo. Then Waldo put up a thin rope instead of a thick one. Oh boy. I don't know. There's picture 3. That poor little bunny rabbit. Let's see. Lastly, when Waldo finished training the animals to walk on the thin rope, he decided to make a super trick. So he trained 4 mice to sit on the back of the rabbit as the rabbit walked along the tightrope. There's picture 4.